Lesson 3. Auto-generating sequences. So far, we've had to put in the initial term manually into the first box and then decide beforehand what's going to be the difference between each term in order to write the code. However, there are times when we want to create an exercise, for example, for the interactive whiteboard or computer, where you simply click a button and let the program randomly choose these numbers within the parameters that you set. For example, let's create a sequence where the first term is any number between 10 and 20, and the difference between each term is anywhere between 2 and 10. We'll begin by using the JavaScript that we built for lesson 2 and adapted for this lesson. This is the code that we used in lesson 2, and I'm going to copy and paste s.0 because this is the field that we want to play with. Equals, and here we want to bring in the random number generator. But we need to change the numbers, where the minimum is going to be 10, and we need to add on here 11. Remember that this first number is the maximum minus the minimum plus 1. Let's copy and paste this into the button to check that everything's working okay. Okay, this is working, but the difference between each term is plus 1, and we want to change that to a range between 2 and 10. At this point, we're now going to learn a new bit of coding called VAR, which stands for variable. I'm going to introduce the new line of code to do with variables, and I'm going to call this variable A. What I'm going to do is make the variable a equal to 1, and I'm going to replace the 1 with an a. Let's copy and paste this into the button to see what that does. As you can see, this works fine. The first number is between 10 and 20, and the difference between each term is 1. One of the benefits of using the variable is that I can change the difference between each term by only changing it at one point. For example, if I wanted the difference between each term to be 3, instead of having to change all of these to 3, all I need to do is change the variable value. And you see that the difference between each term is now 3. However, what I want is the difference between each term to change every time I click the button. So let's go back and bring in our coding again. And I'm going to use this line of code here, but we wanted to go from 2 up to 10, which means that the higher number needs to be 9. Let's now copy and paste all of this over to the button. And you see that every time the first number is between 10 and 20, and the difference between each term is changing. The difference is 6, 10, 3, 5, etc. At the moment, we're not using a lot of lines of coding. but later on we will. So it's very useful to have reminders of what the lines of code are to do with. And we can enter what are called comments. And if you begin a line with two symbols like this and write in any sort of reminders that you like, when the program reads that, it ignores it because it is simply a comment and a reminder for yourself. And you can do this for as many lines as you want.